right now. So where do I begin on this show here? Okay, let me go in the other room here, outside, right? Well, okay. I didn't want it in vertical, I wanted it in landscape here form, but okay. This is what's going down. Okay, we got work going on here. It's at nighttime. Yeah, I came down to that. I said, hey, man, you've been procrastinating for a long time on this, and let's get the job done, as Chris and Sabu like to say. Chris and Sabu always said that. I always respected Chris for that. Chris and Sabu said, let's get the job done. Okay. It's a good thing. Let's get the job done. So I got these guys working here at night. They already paid you off and all that shit. Okay, let's see what's going on here. This is the way it's going to be. What is the start of something? You're going to see this is going to be raised up. It's going to be over here. There's going to be something here. Places down below for stuff. And, okay, let's go out back here. Anyway, hello, audience. We'll explain while I haven't been on. Don't listen to all the bullshit going on. Yeah, I'm going to be off a month. No, that wasn't the case. The big virus thing that plagued the world for several years. I happened to mention the name of that particular disease is what happened, and they gave me a strike for that. That's all it was. That's all it was. Nobody struck me out. Nobody struck me out because I said something bad about him. I didn't say anything bad about anybody. Oh, whatever. This is YouTube. Well, there's a few things we're going to be talking about tonight. I'll get this out of the way. A few important things I need to talk about on here. There's something called perjury. And people sometimes can get coerced by other people financially. And that was done in the past. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? With a gal in a wheelchair. Sounds awfully familiar. So people are coercing another woman to press charge. I got her videos. Word for word, what she said on her show. That is the only time I'm going to be talking about anything to do with this situation, mind you. I got word for word. She's telling me about her boyfriend. Everything she said, I got the video. I got the comments section. I even got screenshots of it. For someone that's so concerned about taking care of their mother, I'm the only one that can take care of my mother. She's sick. All right, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Number one. Number two, question is, did she or did she not say what she did on my show? She came on as a supporter and then turned on me. Well, a little help from my friends, which are the antagonists on here, that are trying to find a good situation to get a lawsuit on me. Knock yourself out, my friends. That won't even make the prosecutor's office or anything. Not at all. I'm not even sweating on it. Because, when you perjure yourself in court, there's a way of things turning on you. And she's worried about her mama. Her lovely mama. Of course, everybody worries about the mama. We sympathize with her. She's got a mother that's getting old and sick, and we could all relate with that somehow, getting old. But the bottom line is, when you perjure yourself, the very charges that you're trying to put against somebody could turn back on you. Yep, look it up. I don't make this shit up. It could turn back on your ass. That's how things work. I was able to post today. I just really didn't. In fact, I've got like 4 or 5 uploads I haven't even put up. Papa, everything on today in 7 days. Shut the fuck up, Robert Clausen. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, you lifeless worm. Shut the fuck up. Now, people trying to coerce this woman into doing a case on me. Hey, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Because I got the firepower, I got the lawyer power And if you want to perjure yourself in court, because we'll prove it, I've got the original comments, sweetheart, that you made on my show. And what that simply means, what they're trying to do is say, let's paint the bad background of this guy. Let's present some. They were trying to do that with Barry. That ain't going to work. Let's try to paint this guy as a bad character. Why don't we just do that? Has to do with the evidence. The individual. Now, if it turns out that the girl that you're supporting perjures herself in court, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but the charges they're trying to put against me, they get reversed. You heard what I said. They get reversed. Want to have fun with it? Have fun with it. I got the time, I got the money, and I got the funny. Okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that. I got all the original comments that she made, and that will hold up in any court of law. That'll hold up at NBI, it'll hold up at cybercrime office, it'll hold up in a court. Nobody was saying on my show anything that she did not say herself. That's number one in my favor. Tell you right now. I got every comment and screenshotted besides saving the videos onto a card. Because when I seen things turning around, my instinct just kind of took over and I said, okay, let me prepare myself for this because I'm not going to go through this shit again. I'm just not. Let me make it easy for myself. So that's what I did. That's what I did. Perjury, it's called. Perjury. Because if it's proven in a court, you got a good lawyer, and the judge sees the evidence pertaining to the individual, not individuals on the outside, trying to paint the character that this guy is a bad guy. Well, I could present to them all the bad shit that these bad guys did on YouTube too. I could prove that she's been coerced. Everybody wanting to send money. Let's get him, let's get him, let's get him. That's the general attitude on here. I'm hearing a lot of this shit too. Tim K fighting off things, and not that Tim K is innocent in any way. Andy Omar is always chasing down people. I don't understand. What is it all about? The people have that much time on their hands that this is how they get their jollies. But just remember something and keep it in mind. It turned on Barry, didn't it? He says, you're never going to get me. Immigration don't care about me. It's been over a year. He's been in a jail cell for over a fucking year. And now he's facing cybercrime charges. So get up on a dance floor if you want. I can dance. I'm telling you, I could dance. Literally and figuratively, if you want to dance with me. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the bullshit. Everybody trying to coerce this woman. I don't know what her mentality is like. I have my own opinion on that. I'm not going to say it on here. All you have to do is watch your show and make your own conclusions. But I will say, with 42 people watching here, I will say that I've got all the comments from her. I got all that shit down. Everything that she said out of her mouth that she's trying to deny. Put that in court. Try it. Where's it going to go? It's going to go nowhere. And let's not forget, it took over 3 years to do what I needed to do with the other guy that's in jail now. Nothing happens overnight out here. It does take plenty of money, but it's not even the money. It's the evidence. And sometimes, my friends and foes, it can work against you. Yeah, that can actually happen. That can actually happen. So back to my absence this week. It was more of a blessing than anything else. I got to work out more. I'm working on isometrics and strength training and stuff like that. Gave me some time to work out. I haven't been hitting the treadmill, but I've been taking a different direction on that. Been busy around here. Got a busy month. Got a trial. I've got my father's birthday pass, although he's been dead for a long time. Kids' graduation, my birthday. It's been a busy month so far. So I've been well occupied with my time, I can tell you that. Got the time, I got the money, and I got the funny. Everybody from the beginning of the inception of my channel has been trying to get a law case on me, and they've all failed. Do you know why they failed? Because there was no real evidence. No real evidence that's going to get me thrown out of the country or anything else like that. And remember, things have a way of turning on you. If you're that stupid that you're getting people to coerce you into doing something and they're pushing you and they're pushing you and they're pushing you, they're fucking with your head. Because some people don't like other people and they want to use this poor woman as a stepping stone. They're using her, is what they're doing. Because she's a female, she's a Filipina. Oh, okay. But she's also smelling money. You know, people want to give her money to help with a lawyer. Okay, well, what happens if she don't get a lawyer? Where's the money going to go? Is it going to help dear old mom? Or is it going to go in her pocket? I don't know. I don't know. This happened many times before when people were coming to the assistance of somebody and they were just doing it for themselves. There ain't no fucking evidence. I got every fucking written word that she fucking put on here. Every fucking written word. Every written word, which she said, everything that she said that I made up, I got the evidence. I've got the evidence. So she wants to put up a fight. Yeah, it's a scam. Of course it is. They've been doing this for over 8 years, trying to find fault with me. Not a surprise, I'm actually doing a live show. What's this month, Robert? What's this month? Look, I don't get the other phone don't have any power on it, or else I'd actually show you the notice I got from YouTube. And it will say about the word COV and the other initials on there and why my show was taken down for a week. It had nothing to do with what Robert said. She didn't get my channel taken down. Nobody got my channel taken down. I got it taken down because we are losing our freedoms. And I mentioned that word on the title of my show. And they decided to slap me on the hand and punish and give me a week off. But that's okay. He lives. Of course I'm living, man. Stronger than ever. I've been working out. Taking another direction because I learned a lot more that cardio is very important. You still got to do that. But as you get older, you need some strength training because you have to build up a little muscle mass, which will keep you healthy in your bones and it works with your cardiovascular system too. And even producing nitric oxide, it has so many different levels to it when you get older. You have to do that. It's mandatory. It's actually mandatory. Yes, I live. I didn't go anywhere. But I was listening to all the crap on here and having a good chuckle on it. Like 46 people. Like I said, things have a way of turning around pretty drastically and turning somebody's life completely around. I've heard everything this chick said with her bad life and the sad sorrow story and always mentioning her poor old mom, she has to protect her. Well, what am I going to do? Kill her? For what? Why would I hurt her? I got to think about my mom. I'm the only one that's taking care of her. Well, you know what? Maybe you should think a little bit differently. If you're the only one that takes care of your mom, you better think about it this way. What if you wind up in jail? Excuse me. What if you wind up in jail? Who's going to take care of your mom? As I said, things have a way of turning around. Yeah, exactly, Norman. It says you're allowed to an opinion. She said she was doing those particular type of shows. Right, and people have heard this. People have heard this. But don't matter whether anybody heard this or not. I've got it documented right here. Okay, because when she turned on me, I expected this to happen. I was one step ahead, if not two steps ahead. I got that all recorded. I took the show off and put it on, what was it, unlisted or private? One or the other. I don't know. But I got a copy machine. I got a whole setup here now. So I went up and made screenshots of everything, even her recent shows. And she's over there trying to threaten me with a fucking law case. Hey man, I can't stop you from doing anything. You're being coerced by these people because they don't like me. And they're using her as a tool. That's what they're doing. They're using her as a tool. That's what they're doing because she's a Filipina. Well, she's Filipino, but in particularly, she's a Filipina. Now, I never repeated anything that she did not say herself. Time comes out evidence and we'll seal the deal on this. If it turns out that she's perjuring herself, then she better really worry about her mother. She better really worry about her mother. Because she won't have anybody taking care of her mother if she's in a... Say, I don't fuck around when it comes to this shit. You obviously notice. We've got a goober sitting in jail, and that's just detention for over a fucking year. Now he's facing 5 cybercrime charges. And he might just be going straight to prison for the duration of this trial. Okay. The only time I'm going to... Let me try to intimidate you. Wrong. Yeah, I know. Look, I'm not that stupid. I know what's going on. You got Popeye, Don C, and all the scumbags out there trying to use her like a tool. They tried to do that with a chick named Nika many years ago, and it didn't work. Don C tried hard. Couldn't, he threw spaghetti on the wall and hoped that it stuck, but it didn't stick. And people have tried and tried and tried. Let me give you a little hint. You got to commit a crime in order to do the time. Okay, just hearsay or speculation or putting words in somebody's mouth they never said. Now, I had total good intent with this woman. She loved my show. She was a new subscriber. She kept on saying, I like your advice. Then she felt welcome and confident and secure. And anybody who saw her writings on my show knows this, that she felt she needed to open up. She's a very lonely Filipina. She's admitted it herself. She's looking for a man in her life. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, but she opened up is what she did, which was kind of a bad thing. She opened up. And she said out of her own mouth, and I have it. I have it here and screenshots. So she wants to go toe this shit. I'll go toe to toe any goddamn time. Well, she has to realize if she's so worried about her mother, she better understand something. Okay? She better understand something and understand it really well. She knows, number one, what she said. And now, proof of the pudding is that she supposedly broke up with this guy. Long distance relationship. Like, that's a real relationship, 3 years. The guy don't even come by and see her, you know what I'm saying? Then she's saying that, yeah, I don't want any toxic relationships. Oh, so my advice was good. The court's going to look at that. Sounds to me that the guy gave you good advice. I copied some of her shows recently, stupid. Yeah. So I helped her out. I helped her out is what I did. She should thank me, not try to attack me and say that I'm How am I harassing her? I don't even talk about her. Not because I haven't been on for a week, but even prior. I didn't talk about her anymore. We addressed the situation on there, and that was it. So a light bulb goes off in the haters' heads. Don C, Popeye, the scumbag. Hey, let's go to her channel and support her. And she's like, wow, I only get like 3 to 4 fucking viewers every time I put on a show. Now all of a sudden everybody's coming here. Thank you. You're all my brothers. You're all my brothers now. Thank you, with that big old smile on her face. I'm not even going to make a commentary on that because I will not, because then I will get in trouble. Okay. Something not right about her. That's all I can say legally. There's just something not right about her. That's all I can legally say. But then she comes on her show and she's telling everybody I'm a bad guy and don't go to my show. that I Filipinos. What's all this harm? What's all this harm I've done to Filipinos? Oh, actually, excuse me, Filipinos in general, that I hate Filipinos. Oh, really? I just go around buying 50-inch TVs for children's classmates. Oh, no, I don't do it. I donate for graduation coming up. I give money to people. Oh, yeah, I hate Filipinos. Oh, absolutely. It shows. My slip is showing, you know. I'm very pro-Filipino. However, I do talk the truth about my experience out here. And if I lay the truth in front of somebody in my show, there are two ways of looking at it. Okay? That I'm right or I'm wrong. And if I'm right, say it. I agree with you, man. If I'm wrong, you tell me how I'm wrong. I got every word down that she said to me. She could go into any court of law, NBI office, she could go to the fucking president. I don't give a rat's fucking ass. But things have a way of turning around. And if she is fucking with my reputation, I could do a goddamn case on her. She ain't gonna be happy about it. You know how far I took it with the goober. What makes you think I'm not gonna go this far with somebody else? And I already am. She says, I'm not afraid of you, Frank. Well, I'm not afraid of you either. Because what? Because you're a Filipino? I'm not doing no harm to you. Never met you? Would never want to. Would never want to know you. Or even have you as a friend. I could say a whole lot more than that, but I'm going to say nothing but what I've just said on my show. That's it. She wants to go toe-to-toe with me because she's being coerced by haters on here that have failed for over 8 years to find a case on me, have failed for 8 years with everything from immigration to you name it, to find fault with me. Nobody succeeded. Why didn't they succeed? Because there were no cases. Because do anything that radically wrong that would have a prosecutor want to sign off on it. That's why it's wasting a prosecutor's time and people's money. Well, hey, they got money to spend, go right ahead. You know, maybe she could chisel some of that off the top of the stack. They don't care about this chick. They don't give a fuck about her. They just want to see something happen to me. They're not on her side. They don't even know who she is until recently. But she came on my motherfucking show. It was spilling her fucking guts on my show, and I got it documented. I didn't ask her to tell me about her personal life. I just gave her advice and get rid of the bum. Well, she got no case because guess what? I still love the guy. Oh, my brothers. I still love the guy. But I don't want to get into no more. I'd rather be single. I don't want to get into no more toxic relationship. I don't need a toxic relationship. Well, she took my advice, apparently. She took my advice, so I did good for her. I did good for her. What's that? I know. Look, I know what's going on. What do you think? I was born yesterday? I was born decades and decades ago. Speaking of that, I got a birthday coming up this month, and I want to celebrate. At first, I wasn't even going to, I was going to say, fuck it, who wants to celebrate getting older? But that's the whole point. Celebrate getting older, because you're living another year beyond maybe some of these goobers are not going to live. Fazio kicked off. Johnny Warrior kicked off. Ricky's probably next to kick off. Who the hell? I could go down a fucking list. They're all going crazy. MJ's on fucking steroids. Popeye's losing his wet noodle. It won't stick to the wall. He's having a nervous breakdown. He says, oh, God, we got a live one here. We got a Filipina. If we could get her to do this, we'll send her money. Well, knowing that she's broke as a skoke, okay? Especially if she broke up with her boyfriend, who she said herself gives her $10,000 a month, my friends. Gives her $10,000 a month. I didn't make that up. She said it, bros. She said it. This is fucking ridiculous. That's what it is. It's a fucking fruitless attempt to try to remedy something that haters have tried to do over 8.5 fucking years, and they never succeeded in doing. They figured, well, I'll tell you what, this is a good option. Let's see, she's Filipino, but oh, she's Filipina. That's even better. Well, man, you still gotta have evidence. I know what I said. You can't turn that around because I've got the original documentation. I know exactly what I said, and I stand behind what I said. You know why? I can tell you why. Because it came out of her own mouth. Her own mouth. Yeah. She doesn't know me very well. She only knows what she hears. Oh, that supposedly had this bad case and why it was just a civil case, that I've done this and done that and done this. See, this is what they do. They hunt for people that are newbies. You ever hear the word? You ever hear this religious guy say, have you heard the word? Have you heard the word? And they get these little they're innocent at first. They get these newbies to say, yeah, you hear about this guy, man? Well, he's done a lot of people, man. He's like the most hated guy in the Philippines. We got to the Philippines, brother. That's what we got to do. They haven't been able to do that for 8.5 years. Makes you think they're going to do it now, because I didn't do anything wrong. You either did something wrong, or you didn't do nothing wrong. It's not, it's not brain science. It's really not brain science. But to these people, they wouldn't understand that. I'm not going to put up with her shit. She's thinking about her mother to take care of. You better think about your mother. Because if you get caught up, sweetheart, yeah, I'm talking to you this time. If you get caught up in the legal system, there just may be some ramifications. Why don't you do a little history, young lady? So I'm not that young, but why don't you do a little history? Why don't you look up a guy called Barry Jordan? They didn't tell you too much about him, did you? You know where Barry Jordan's sitting for over a year, sweetheart? He's sitting in a detention center in Battaglia. That's right. And he's facing 5 cybercrime counts, sweetie. That's right. And he's going to be thrown into a prison, possibly into the next hearing of our court trial. Did you know that, sweetie? They're not saying too much about that with you, are they? They're leaving that part out, aren't they? Yeah. They're leaving that part out, and purposely. Now, you can do whatever you want. I need to be accompanied, though. I'm afraid to go on my own. Well, that's not what you have to be afraid about, sweetheart. If it turns on you, that's something you have to be afraid of. Nothing physical from me. What are you talking about? I'm afraid for my mom because she needs me. Why, what are you hard? And I have a lot of addendums to that, but I'm just going to be a good boy. And, look, you know what's happening to you? Let me try to straighten you out a little bit, just to let you know something here. You liked my advice. You admitted it on your show. Well, perhaps I can give you a little bit more advice. Why don't you let me do that? They're trying to, what they call, coerce you, sweetie. Okay? These happen to be trolls that have been trying to get me off YouTube, get me out of the Philippines for years. Now, of course, you don't know the real history behind this. You only know what they told you, and they've changed stories around, they changed the scenario, they changed the environment. That's what trolls do. I don't think you've been on YouTube long enough to really understand the concept of what goes on here. They are using you as a tool. But you see what happens, and let me tell you what the scenario could be. They just want to use you as a tool to get something done that they want to get done, but they want to use you as a tool. But they are not going to take the responsibility once you ever file the case, whether it's on me or anybody else for that fact, that when it turns sour on you, they're going to disappear. And you're going to be on your own and think about your mama. You always talk about your poor mama. That's what you got to think about. Because I don't know if you know who you're dealing with here. Just look up all the information about Mr. Jordan and what happened to him. He's in a sweltering cell for over a year now, and more to come. Now, your dear old mom, and I'm sure she's a sweetheart. Just like you. You're a sweetheart, right? You sure are. I just hope she's sweeter than you. Sometimes you got to think with your brain and don't be coerced by other people. They're using you as a tool, no different than a hammer or a saw or whatever. Tool to them, that's all. They don't care about you. They do not care about your show. They just want you to be the weapon. But the weapon is going to be in your hand at the end. Not you, dear. I'm using endearment here. They want you to be the fall guy. Oh, they're going to build you up and say he's a bad guy. Well, let me ask you something, girl. Do you know me personally? Do you? No, you don't. You only know what you hear about me from the trolls. But I want to emphasize the word trolls. They're trolls. Do you know what a troll is? They're not going to say something nice about somebody. That's what they do. It's almost like a job. It's like their whole life. They're retired, but this is what they do with their time. This is what they do with their time. Okay, you got to understand. You got to weigh out things, just like I did. I had to weigh things out. Did I want to bring this guy to court, to trial? I had to weigh it out. I realized how much money it was going to take, how much time, stress, and you kind of seem like a very person. And you keep on talking about you had a bad life growing up and all this shit. And you sound very unhappy. That was why I was willing to talk to you. That's why I was willing to give you good advice that you admitted yourself. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for your good advice. I got all that down, sister. I got all that down. Go tell that to a fucking prosecutor. Go tell that to somebody. Go ahead. Then I show what you said. They're going to throw that out so fucking fast, you're going to get a fucking paper cut from it. You do what you feel you need to do. But if you need to do something against me or anybody else, first of all, you got to ask yourself, why am I doing it? Because you were not talking about doing anything, because I didn't really do anything to you. And so they started coercing you. And they started pushing and pushing and pushing. Oh, you got to do something, man. You got to do something. And you bought right into it, didn't you? You bought right into it, didn't you? That's what they have historically done on you. I'm not making this shit up. I can't make this shit up. You do what you feel you need to do. But I am going to tell you something real honestly. I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a little noise for a second here. Yeah, they're actually working at this hour tonight at my house. I'll go somewhere where it's a little quieter. Hold on. Oh my goodness.
You want in the light too?
You want that on?
Yeah, yes.
A little. Alright. Now there's the light. Alright, let me continue away from the noise here so we can finish the show up here. Look at that, we got 50 people on here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Whew, boy, I tell you what, the temperature inside my house is no different than the temperature outside here. It is so freaking hot. I told you, I think I got a 10,000 peso electric bill. That'll be the highest I've ever gotten. Busy month. Really, really busy month. Birthdays, graduations, you name it. It's all this shit that I'm against Filipinos. I don't know where that came from. I've done nothing but help Filipinos. I thought I was helping her. Then she fucking turns on me. Why? Because she's being coerced again. You know, I mean, this is what happens on here. Yeah, this is 60 people. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. So she can do whatever the fuck she wants. Don't forget, the tables can turn. And you worry about little mama. I'm the only one that can take care of her. Well, you know something, that's something you got to think about. Because perjury that happens. And if they see that you're lying about this, you're kidding yourself. Mm-hmm. You're kidding yourself. Don't kid yourself. There is something called perjury. And those charges could come back on you the other direction. And you got to know a little bit more about me than what people say about me. I put somebody behind bars, and he's probably going to be behind bars for a lot longer in his life. Because he called me a fucking child predator. That's what he did. And now he's paying for it. So now you continue to be coerced by these people. That's up to you. I don't give a shit either way. Knock yourself out. But understand, sometimes there are circumstances that happen, legally of course, that you're not going to like. Because if it turns on you, who's going to take care of your mother? I get it. But if you do care about your mom, well, you got some decisions to make, sweetheart. Because I'm going to come out fighting tooth and nail, toenails, fingernails, and all. And I'll turn this shit around if you try to do a case on me. I already informed my attorney about this. I will be seeing him not too much longer. I have a case that he'll be accompanying. And on a long ride to Toledo, he's going to be filled in on the rest of this stuff. He absolutely will. So if you don't think I protect myself in a situation like this, you're wrong. Especially what I've been through. You're wrong, girl. I'll tell you that right now. They're trying to intimidate me, and you're trying to intimidate me. It's going to work against you. I'm saying it right here on my show. It's going to work against you. Time will tell, won't it? So yeah, care about your mama. That's a nice thing to do. That's a very nice thing to do. And you're the only one that's taking care of her. You better keep that in mind. Because I'll come out like fucking wildfire on this. Like I said, I copied everything. And I know exactly what I said on my show. I didn't say anything that you did not come out voluntarily and tell me and my audience, and that will work against you. I assure you. Okay? So, in regards to my show, I got another thing I have to say. The case I got going with the mantis from hell is now officially turning into a trial. As such, I need to get off for a while. No, I'm not intimidated by anybody on this. Has nothing to do with that. I'll take care of that shit when the time comes. Trust me on that. Let me tell you, I used to be on training wheels, but I threw those goddamn training wheels away. I'm riding the big boy's bike now. Not Popeye's little electric scooter. I'm riding the big boy's bike now. I got a little legal know-how behind me. I got my own connections. I got a good lawyer, prosecutor. And let me tell you something. You want to take a stab at me because you think you're going to make money? Well, first of all, let me tell you something. You think you're going to make money on me? Let's just say I don't have any. You'll have to sue my girlfriend, okay? Because all the money I have is in her name. Just to let you know ahead of time. And to get anybody thrown out of the country, you really got to have some goddamn good evidence. And we're not talking about hearsay, what other YouTubers think of me or whatever. Okay. It doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way. If that was the case, I could have got a lot more evidence from other people that had the same opinion about this guy than I did, And I could have invited, 150 people to get an affidavit or whatever I needed. But it doesn't work that way all the time. You need one piece of evidence. Even my 5 counts are just too much. In a court of law, to get a prosecutor interested, he wants to see one viable piece of evidence. Otherwise, he does not want to crowd up the docket system, which is already overcrowded. They throw this shit out left and right. And understand, it took me over 3 years to get him incarcerated to begin with. And now to get to this point, and this is going to be going on for probably a lot longer because there's an actual trial going on. Now, this chick is really gullible, and you got to forgive her in some ways. You got to forgive her in some ways. She's very naive. She don't know the history. So we're going to have to give her a little bit of credit. Give her a little bit of credit because she doesn't know who I am, really. She only knows what people say about me, but she's got to understand the source. They're called trolls. Trolls are not nice people, sweetheart. They do this for a living. Vengeance. You're religious? Are you religious? Is God looking down? Your God looking down on you? Can you say to God that you didn't say those things on my show that you said? With God of Santo Nino looking down on you? Can you say that to your God, that I was actually harassing you? Say it. Say it to your God. I mean, I gather you're religious, you're Filipina. Say it to your God. Say it, but most of all, say it to yourself. Did I really harass you or did I help you? In fact, she's just on recent shows admitted that she don't want to be in no toxic. In other words, what I said was good advice after all. She don't think it's worth being in a toxic relationship. She supposedly says that it's over. I still love him. I wish he'd still come and meet me. I'm a lonely lady. We gathered that. We know what you said about being lonely and all that crap. We got it. Okay, we got it. We figured that out. I mean, 3 years. Okay, come on, really. Come on, really. All I was trying to do was give you advice. That's all I was trying to do. But if you want to listen to the trolls, go ahead and do it. Maybe you spend a little money. I don't know what it's all about. You know, I'm going to put a disclaimer in there. I don't know. But I think they did a pretty good job of coercing you. It's between you and your God, sweetheart. You and your conscience and your God. That's what it's all about. Really has nothing to do with me. So my understanding is you said you don't want a toxic relationship. You'd rather be alone. Well, it means you took my advice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I helped you, in other words. And you want to go on the attack of me because there are people out there that want to use you as their tool? When the shit hits the fan, they're all going to run away. When it don't go your way, go see if they're going to come up with more money for a lawyer for you. They're not. They just want to get you in a courtroom or to file something. Because they have tried and failed time and time again because I was not committing any crimes. And I did not commit any crimes with you. Did not commit any crimes. I repeated what you said. And as I said, I documented this. So if you have any questions about this, go to court. Let's present it. And if you are charged with perjury, because I will specifically tell my lawyer to institute perjury charges against you. And I mean that with every breath I take. I am tired of all the bullshit on YouTube. I'm tired of all the trolls. I'm tired of all the losers, the haters. They're the haters, sweetheart. Not me. They're the haters. They've been making up stories about me forever. They hang on every single word. They even edit my voice. They edit my shows, my words. They tell newbies about me and say I'm a bad guy when nobody even knows me. This is what they do. And if you haven't figured that out, now maybe you see that there's something in this for you. Well, that's something you have to figure out with yourself, and I can't say that. I don't know, because I really don't know. Does it sound lucrative to you in somehow? I don't know. You ask yourself that question. But I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you, and I mean it, and I'm not going to wait, I'm not going to go flop away with this statement and go to the wayside. And I'm going to tell you, you got a fight on your hands. I will tell my lawyer to file perjury charges on you, and I could prove that you are perjuring yourself. You want to go that far? You want to do something legal with me? I can't stop you. I'm just giving you a pre-warning. Tooth and nail, tooth and nail, tooth and nail, tooth and nail. Perjury. Forget about your mama. You're the only one that's taking care of her. Don't forget about your mama. You want to hurt her? You will. Who's going to watch her? Who's going to pay for somebody to sit for your mother while you're doing court sessions, or why maybe you're rotting in a fucking jail like the other guy is? A lot of questions you got to ask yourself, and only you can decipher what's the best move to take. I'm just giving you a pre-warning. Go visit somebody in a jail cell. He's in Mandawi, and go talk to him. Ask him what he's been through and why. Go ahead. Go to Mandawi. Go see my handiwork. And it's just started. Anyway, what I had to say on my show, I just want to show you I did not get kicked off my show from anybody out there, and certainly not her or anybody else. It had to do with my wording on here, a freedom lost apparently on here with the algorithms and all this shit that you can't say certain things from a big pharma company that doesn't want you to talk the truth about this whole thing that happened several years ago that put the world in a state of fear and questioned everything about the legitimacy of this particular disease, the legitimacy of the vaccines. Pretty horrible shit, man. Put people through a lot of crap, including myself. You go to talk about it or put it in your title. Anyway, don't have to go into a long scenario with that. No, nobody got me striked out. I would have been striked out for a month. 1 week, 7 days. You're wrong, Robert. Poop eye. Again, you're wrong. Okay. What I will say is, as of tonight's show, I need to get a break from here because it's now going to be starting. We're beyond the arraignment status. We're now going to be starting a actual pre-trial, turning into a trial. And this is where I need to get off YouTube for a while because a lot of people try to intimidate me, whatever, to coerce me to talk about the case. I don't want to talk about it at this point on. I was able to talk about certain things on here, but I will tell you, if he does wind up in the prison, in the interim of this case, I don't know if I tell you that or not. You can always find out from Brevis or Ricky or somebody. I don't have to tell you anything, but from tonight, I just want to introduce myself again, or rather come back on here to say I was not kicked off from any individual on YouTube. By nobody. Only from YouTube itself. Sorry to disappoint you, Robert, and whoever else. Didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. But you know what? Don't use this girl for your own satisfaction. Because you're not going to be helping her. You're going to be hurting her. Okay, for those people that were, saviors of Barry, supporters of Barry, okay, look where he wound up. Look where he wound up. And he's not having a good time. With this weather, I can tell you he's sweltering in his cell. And if he goes to the big house, well, his suffering is just going to start. But like I said, it's neither here nor there. Let the court system decide. It's turning official now. Okay, this pre-trial is now going to be turning into a trial. And I need not to be doing any more shows. Nobody's running away from anything on here. When has that ever stopped me, obviously? But I had to come on just to throw a little poop in Popeye's poop eye and tell him that here I am, exactly 7 days, poop eye, not 30 days, and nobody got me thrown off here, homie. Okay? All right, that's all I have to say on my show. We had 60 people on here. That was pretty fantastic. Here I am. Here I am. Like a hurricane. Here I am. In the flesh. Girl. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do what you want, lady. Remember, there are repercussions to everything you do in life, and somebody found that out. You could be the next. Oh, I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you something legal. I'm telling you something legal. And forget about what other evidence people have and they say I'm a bad person on YouTube. This is between me and you. You're saying that I was harassing you. I never was harassing you. I was giving you advice, and it was from your own words. And guess what? Those own words will come out in legal form. They're called exhibits, sweetheart. They're called exhibits. They're called exhibits. And I've got the evidence on that. You really want to stress out your lonely life as it is now? You seem like a very stressed person by your own admittance that you're not happy with your life. You've been lonely. You really don't have a lot of friends. You came on YouTube to make friends. That's great. You could come on YouTube to make friends, but you're not going to make friends this way, by dealing with a bunch of trolls. And the only reason that they're coming to your channel, not because you're some superhero on here, is because they want to use you again as a tool. You're not as popular as you think you are. And the only reason people are coming to your show, I hate to tell you, and wake you up, only because they're trying to coerce you into doing a case against me. That's it. Enough said. All right? That's my show. I didn't get my channel taken away. I just got a little slap on the wrist from Uncle Google and YouTube saying that I don't have a certain freedom to talk about a certain disease. Just, you want to see how my tenacity is? Follow the story of me and Goober and how long this took me and what was involved. You want to get involved with that? Hey, I'm retired. I'm ready, Freddy. I got the cash, I got the money, and I got the funny. All right? You want to get perjury on you? I guarantee you I will go you tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. Because now I got the experience. I know exactly what I have to do. And I got the lawyer to do it. He's already been informed about you. There you go. Let's go toe to toe if that's what you want to do. But I don't think you want a perjury charge against you because it's going to be the same ramifications as if I really said what I said. That you claimed that I was harassing you. It'll go on your ass, not mine. You want a chance at that? Are you that chancy? Do you smell a little money in this or something? I mean, what is it? What is it that's driving you? I'll tell you what's driving you. You're being coerced by a bunch of bullies. You have a good night's sleep tonight. I sure will. Guys, we had 60 people. Thanks for watching. No, I didn't get kicked off, but as of tonight, we're going to lay low for a while because it's actually turning into an actual trial now with this particular individual. And I've also been advised a lot of times, but I never took the advice. But this time I have to, because now we're going to be getting an actual trial. And I was advised many times, but I was advised for a final time, that this is trial time. Take a break from the boob tube. Take a break from it, from Hysteria Central, and go on with this case. Let the court do their job, and let me do my job, and get it over with. Okay? I just thought I'd have the courtesy of coming on and telling you guys that, I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly where it's going to end. But I also came on to tell you that I did not get knocked off by anybody on